Hi everyone, Arlene here. Welcome back to my Country Craft Corner. How in the world are you guys doing today? It is so good to see you. I am so happy that each and every one of you came back to see what I'm up to today. And what I'm up to is another Q&A. And I'm going to be honest with you guys, I have 15 questions from you guys. From last Monday till now, I got 15 questions, and there are questions within questions too. So I'm going to try to get through all of these. I was going to split it up into two, but I think I'll go ahead and see how far I can get. Some of these questions, you know, will take me longer than others to answer, and I will try not to ramble. Try being the operative word in that sentence. But I'm sitting in here today. I'm sitting at my dining room table. That's the living room behind me in the foyer, and that's the front door right there. And Chris is out in the family room, and he is measuring, and he's got 2 or 3 ladders out there, and he is putting up that wall of like the feature wall out there. So if he gets done before I'm done with this, or I may try to take a little video out there of what he's done. I think he'll probably finish. He's got it about half done now. So, but anyway, I'm going to dive right into these questions because I have quite a few, and I've got them here. I've got my computer here with me. This is my computer, and this is the first 10 that came within the first couple of days, and then these have kind of trickled in throughout the week. So, and to tell you, this is Friday. So I have a feeling by the time you guys see this will be Monday. I plan on posting this Monday morning. This is Friday afternoon. So I have a feeling I'll probably have some more questions to work with if I haven't already with, you know, the video that I put up this morning, which was of the Valentine's Day lantern. Funky Bow Swag. Boy, that one turned out cute, didn't it? I was really happy with that. But anyway, diving right in here to my questions. Okay, so here we go with question number 1. And if I butcher your names, please forgive me. With Arlene, I kind of know how that is. And I don't care to get my name butchered, but, you know, what can I say? But I'll try my best. So here we go. Question number 1. 2 ladies had a question, a similar question. So I'm going to go ahead and answer both of you ladies and everybody else with one answer here. This is from Karen Meagert and Sue Salter. How did you get involved with Newfoundland dogs, and have you always had them? No, we haven't always had them. We had the dogs we had before we had our first Newfie we had a golden retriever named Shelby. We had a husky named Sadie. We had a Rhodesian Ridgeback named Tori, who was the biggest ball of sweetness ever. Then we had a little toy American Eskimo named Keisha. And then we got Maddie, the Bernese Mountain Dog that you guys heard me talk about the other day. And then came Sophie. So Sophie and then Sam. And to be honest with you, we had gotten Maddie, the Bernese Mountain Dog, who is considered a giant breed dog. And she had so many health problems, and it's just, her poor life. You know, I told you that story. Maybe I'll give you a little link to my other video where I talk about Maddie and tell you about her plight. Poor thing. I'm going to start out this video crying. Oh my gracious. But, and then of course there's Gracie too, but she's not a Newfie. So she's a large dog, but she's not a giant dog. So we've got Chris was actually online one day and happened to find a Newfie breeder here in Virginia. He was the one that came up with the idea of getting a Newfie. So she had 2 Newfie puppies already available. Usually you have to order Newfie puppies way in advance, but it just so happened that she had 2 on the ground, as they say, 2 females. So we headed to Chesterfield, Virginia, and we fell in love. We fell in love with these 2 pups, I'll tell you. Well, and we couldn't take both. We just wanted the one. So we had Maddie at the time, and we had Keisha at the time. So we went down and we visited with her, and she came right up to both of us, and she had 4 little white, it looked like she had a French manicure on her paws. She had little white tips on her paws. So, and that's how we got started with the Newfie breed. And we loved her so much that I had a friend who lives in Michigan and was looking for a home for little Samson. And I said, yes, of course, we'll take him. And that's how we got Sam. So, no, we have not always had them, but oh my goodness, the memories that I've made with these dogs, the love that has been given to us by these dogs, it's just an amazing thing. They are so sweet. They are so lovable. I wouldn't call them a guard dog, but then again, I wouldn't try to come in here to do something to us because I think they'd tear somebody from limb to limb, honest to goodness. I think they would protect us with their lives, honestly. They're so sweet, though. So we've had 3 giant breed dogs, Maddie, the Bernese Mountain Dog, then the 2 News. And then, of course, we've had 2 Goldens. The very first dog we had was a Golden Retriever, and that's why we fell in love with Golden Retrievers. There's no sweeter dog on the planet than a Golden Retriever, I'll tell you. I'm sure there are other very sweet dogs, but of the dogs that we've owned, the sweetest natured dogs have been the Goldens, the Newfies, and Maddie. She was very sweet natured, but she could get cantankerous. Maddie could. She could get a little cantankerous. So, and then Tori, the Rhodesian Ridgeback, which our vet told us, you need to watch out for those. They can be snappy. She was the furthest thing from snappy that you'd ever want to see. She was a big lump. She was so sweet. Oh my goodness. I also think it has to do with how they're raised, you know. We are a very calm household where, you know, we are all about training our dogs and making them listen and, you know, and giving love and taking their love. And, you know what I mean? I think a lot has to do with the walls they live within. Okay, that was question number 1. Thank you, girls, for that question. I appreciate that. You know, I love talking about my dogs. Okay, the next one is from, this is an easy one, from Barbara Ingold. Number 2, have you always lived in Virginia? No, I have not. I moved here when I married Chris. I grew up in Maryland, and I've lived in 2 states in my life, Maryland and Virginia, 2 neighboring states. And I moved here, met Chris through his cousin. I worked with her at a Rustler Steakhouse in my hometown, and met Chris through her, and we fell in love like lickety-split, and 9 months later we were married, and I was moving from my parents' house to Chris's house, and that's how I got to Virginia, was with Chris, and we've lived here for a long time, 36 years almost, so, and he's lived here longer, so there you go. So I've lived in Virginia a lot longer than I lived at home. I was 20 when I got married, so I was just a baby. All right, here we go. Number 3. Thank you for that question, Barbara. That was another good one. Okay, let's see. Here's number 3. And there's a couple of questions within one question here. So let me read the question to you guys. This is from Layla. I hope I got that right. Lala. I know a Lala, but it's spelled differently. So I'm thinking this might be Layla. I'm not sure. Hastings. On your next question answer episode, could you explain what your round robin is, please? And I have never heard of that before, she said. And you mentioned burgundy was one of your favorite colors. So what other colors are your favorites? And do you have a favorite meal? Steak and potatoes. Anything Italian. I like a lot of different foods. So I digress. Let me go back to the first one. I sure can explain what a round robin is. I think that must be maybe a Virginia saying or Maryland, Virginia saying. I'm not sure. But round robin just means there were four families. When I mentioned round robin, I was speaking about our Christmas Eve celebration with my family, and that there were four different families. My immediate family, Chris, me, and the girls, Stacy, her husband, and her kids, Stacy's parents, and my parents. And we used to go from one house at one Christmas Eve, and then the next year somebody else's house would host, and then the next year somebody else's house would host, and the next year somebody else's house would host. So that's called a round robin, when you go from house to house to house and switch the houses each year, switch whatever you're doing each time. So Stacy and I now do round robin pretty much between the two of us, because we have enough room to hold everybody, and we don't mind doing it. We thrive on the planning. We thrive on doing it. So there's Chris drilling in there. So we love it. So that's what a round robin is. And let's see, I mentioned burgundy was one of my favorite colors. It is. I decorate with burgundy. I actually wear a burgundy sometimes, a good bit. I like wearing it too, not only decorating with it. Some of my other favorite colors to decorate with, I would say red is one of my very favorite, like a true red, like a fire engine red. That's one of my very favorite colors to decorate with on that side of the house. And I'm fixing to explain, somebody else asked me here within these questions about the two sides of the house and why I decided to decorate them kind of differently, and I'll explain that too. I love the pop of green in here that you see there on the wreath back there and in my lantern centerpiece. I love that soft green. I love light blues. I love all of those softer colors that I have in this part of the house. I would say to decorate with, though, I would say burgundies and reds are two of my favorites on that side of the house, because you can do so much with them, So I guess that would answer that. And do I have a favorite meal? And like I said, I love steak and potatoes. I do. I don't eat it much. Don't eat red meat much at all. I wish I could eat it more. I love a baked potato with nothing but butter and salt and pepper on it. And that's one of the only things I eat pepper on too. I'm not a big pepper eater, but I eat pepper on a baked potato. Isn't that crazy? Or mashed potatoes, either one. I have my little tea here. Having my tea with you guys. Hang on. Get a little dry. Boy, I was feeling bad the other day. Whew. Vicki, you have a question here. You're my last question. By the way, if I can get to you over there at number 15. But boy, I was feeling bad. I had a little fever, I think. I think I'd overdone it. I think I'd overdone it this week. I was tired, and I just sat last night and I sent you guys a bunch of hearts and only answered those of you who asked me a question. So I felt so bad. I was like, I'm so sorry, you guys. I'm so tired. And I don't know what was trying to get me, but I seem okay today. I feel better today. So I'll take it. All right, let's see. So that was Layla. I hope that's right. It's a question. That was number 3. Okay, number 4. Oh wait, I didn't finish that. A steak and baked potato, and I like seafood, but I don't like seafood that tastes like fish. Go figure. I love crab. Crab is my very favorite seafood. I like king crab legs. I like blue crabs. I like opilio crabs, which are like snow crabs. And love crab. I like shrimp. I like scallops. I do not like oysters. No. Don't like oysters. I don't like mussels. Chris will get like the combination of mussels and all that stuff that comes in the shells. He can have that. I don't like that. And I like Italian food. I really like just plain spaghetti with a nice sauce, nice spaghetti sauce on it. I like that with garlic bread. It's one of my favorites. And pizza. I love pizza. I don't get it, and I don't eat much of that either because it's so fattening, but boy, do I enjoy it whenever I get pizza. I love pizza. Pizza. Yes. So you should have asked me the foods I don't like. That might have been a little easier. All right. Maddie's Fool is next, number 4. Layla, I hope that answered all your questions, honey. Thank you so much for them. Okay, number 4, Maddie's Fool. F-U-L-L. M-A-T-T-I-E-S, F-U-L-L. I would like to know how you get Chris to help you with all the decor changes. He seems as organized as you. Love you, honey. Watch you every day while I'm on my treadmill. Good for you, girl. You give me inspiration. We have a treadmill. I should trek down there and get on it. Should do it. No, I'm not going to say. I was going to say I should do a question and answer on the treadmill. No, that would not be pretty. No, we won't go there. I really, to be honest with you, I don't have to get Chris to help me. He is just an awesome helpmate. We are to each other, I think. I will ask him, honey, can you do this, or can you hang this up, or would you mind helping me with this, or can you carry this for me, or whatever. And he's always been this way too. Ever since we were married, he's always been a huge help. He is very creative in his own right. He's a woodworker, and he can fix anything. He's a Mr. Fix-It. I have a little story for you. When we were first dating, we weren't even married yet. When we were first dating, my mom kind of figured out that he could, well, I've kind of got two stories, but I'll just tell you this one, that he could fix anything, that he was a Mr. Fix-It. He's a mechanical engineer by trade. So he's very, very talented. And my mom, Chris would come from here to my house in Maryland every Friday, and we'd go out, and then his parents lived kind of close to my parents, so he'd go to their house and spend the night and come back on Saturday and get me, leave, and then come back on Sunday and go to church with us or whatever, and then he'd come back here Sunday night. So we spent every weekend together. So Mom knew he was going to be coming, Friday evening, Saturday morning, whatever. And so she would put out all of the little things, her little appliances or whatever that she thought that Chris might be able to fix. And she'd say, now, honey, could you please ask Chris if he would mind? Now, only if he would mind, honey. Please don't, of course. And if you ask Chris to do something, he's going to do it, because that's just the way he is. He's very helpful, very sweet. And he's going to help, and he helped my mom through the years, not only then, but through the years, whenever they needed something fixed. So anyway, made me cry. Again, that's twice now. I think we should take a tally, Gee whiz. Again, my family laughs at me because I cry at everything. It's terrible. He is very organized too, by the way. He's very, very organized. He can be a little bit scattered sometimes, but then when he goes to organize, he can organize very well. Sometimes, just like any of us, like the garage right now, which is one of my next projects. The garage is a hot mess right now because I've just been throwing stuff out there, and project after project after project. I've got Ziploc bags, I've got flowers here, there, and hither and yon, and it's a mess. And same thing with him when he gets into a project, and then you get done with the project or two or three, and you go, I can't stand this anymore, and I've got to clean it up, and that's how we both kind of work. And we work very well as a team. He and I, our talents, if you want to call it that, kind of complement one another. We both have very symmetrical minds, so that helps us live together well. And the way we organize things on walls, like he's the one that put this together, honestly, in his mind. And we both, kind of set our piece and said what we'd like, and we compromised. And that's what marriage is too, right? Big compromise. So wait till you see that. Hopefully it'll look right. It'll look really good when it's done. All right, Maddie's Fool, that's it. That's the answers to your questions there. I hope I answered them all fully. Okay, number 5 from Diane Gaines. Hey, Diane. Okay, my question I've been wondering about is the balcony overlooking the front porch. Is it a walk out onto it balcony, or is it just an architectural detail? It is just an architectural detail. You can't, there's no way that you can walk on it. It's strong enough to hold you or me or Chris or whoever would walk on it, because Chris gets up there to put I put a bunting up there, for the 4th of July and things like that. So and he gets up there to clean it off and blow the leaves off of it or whatever. So it is an architectural detail. So that's that. He also has a spotlight up there, and has wires skirting up the pole, I think, up to the top. That he has a spotlight that's, one of his lights that he put on the front of the house that shines that portion of the house, that gable. So One of my favorite features of the house, actually, to tell you the truth. I love that. Okay, hope that answered that question. That was an easy one, Diane. Okay, number 6, Fran, two of you asked this, Fran Howard and C. Rebecca, 1944. Okay. Would love to know where you get your beautiful shawls. Well, notice I'm not wearing a turtleneck today, by the way. I had one lady ask me if there was something wrong with me that I needed to wear a turtleneck, or what was I hiding. I'm not hiding anything. See, my neck is fine. It's winter time and I get cold and I enjoy wearing a turtleneck and I enjoy wearing my scarves. So just wanted to make sure y'all looked at my neck to see that nothing's wrong with my neck. The world. I said, why would you ask such a question? But anyway, regardless, my shawls. The first one I got from Stacy, actually. She got me one. I don't know whether you guys remember the one with kind of like leopard spots on it. I don't know whether you remember that. I wore that in one of my redecorating videos, I think. She got me that one from Kohl's, so that kind of got me started, and that one came from Kohl's. Sorry. That's the extension ladder. Bang, bang, bang. But she got that one from Kohl's, she told me. And then I got 1 or 2 from Fashion, no, I want to say Fashion Bug. That's not open anymore, but I want to say I bought one a long time ago from there. Dress Barn, I've got 1. Avenue, I got 1. But my tartan ones, I can give you a link in the description as to where I got those. The red and the red tartan one, Chris actually got me that for my birthday present when we were on our cruise to Canada and New England. And he got it in St. John, New Brunswick, up in Canada. So that's where he got that. And we walked off the ship and there was a guy in like a kiosk standing there, and you know, we thought that it was a pretty good deal, and come to find out we paid a little bit more than we probably should have for it or could have. But when I got home, we looked up, it was Edinburgh lamb's wool, I believe, is what those 3 are. And I found the blue one that I have and the purple one that I had online on Amazon, I believe. And I will give you a link, that one in the description. Check the description out for that. But that's where I've gotten them, pretty much. I keep my eye out open for them everywhere. You know, they have some pretty ones, by the way, in Cracker Barrel. If you ever go in Cracker Barrel at this time, actually, I don't know whether they still have them now. They're starting to get out their spring stuff now. Can you believe it? But, you know, they did have them this winter, so keep your eye out in Cracker Barrel. But that's where I got them. Thank you so much, Fran and Rebecca. I hope that answered your questions. Okay, I have another one here where 2 of you asked kind of the same questions. And these are from Tamara Rojas. Hope I got that right. And Peggy Schramm. Oh, I hope I'm not butchering y'all's names. I'm really sorry if I am. But they asked, this is question number 7. I was just curious if your daughters love crafting / decorating as much as you do. I think Candace, my youngest, definitely loves decorating as much as I do. She really likes to put together a room, and she really has some beautiful ideas, and she's quite crafty and a visionary. She can really, you know, decorate a room. Kristen, I would say, is more of the crafty of the 2. Kristen does a lot of hands-on schoolwork with her little children, with her babies, her kindergarteners, and she taught 4th grade before she was teaching kindergarten, and everything was very interactive. She's a very interactive teacher, I'll tell you. And do kids ever learn well when they're taught that way, you know? So I would say she is the more paper crafty, I would say, or project crafty. Neither one, I would say, is a real wreath maker or a real lantern swag kind of a maker, or, you know, that kind of thing, the things that I do. But I've had a lot of experience too. I think if they put their minds to it, either one of them could do it perfectly fine. They both have a crafter's mind, most definitely. They're both very creative, both very smart. They've got their dad's brains, thank the good Lord. And you know, so both very musically talented. You know, they're both very talented young ladies, honestly. But as far as decorating like I decorate, probably not, just because they work, you know, and they might not have the time to put into their decorating like I do. I think if they had time to do it, they would, but you know, they're tired and they don't, you know, last thing they want to do is, you know, decorate a room or do things like that. But they both have beautiful dwellings, and what they've done is just really pretty. So, you know, I hope that answered your questions, Tamara and Peggy. All right, here we go. Number 8. Okay, this is from Lisa Sagardia. I hope I got that right too. Okay, here's the question about these 2 rooms. My favorite rooms are your living and dining room. Love how you blend soft colors, very peaceful. Can you maybe tell us why those 2 rooms are different color scheme and how you came up with those colors? What was your inspiration? You were really good with color. Well, thank you so much. I appreciate that. If I was going to say I was good at anything, it would be probably color. I am very good with matching colors and making colors blend, and you know, like picking the ribbons for my funky bows and that kind of thing. I would say I'm going to pat myself on the back a little bit when I don't do that often, but I do think I might have a little bit of an aptitude for that and for blending colors. When we moved into this house, I knew that I had a vision for these rooms, and it didn't really come from anywhere but from my own mind, honestly. I love kind of shabby chic, but not quite as shabby, you know, or not quite as chic. I love that kind of that look, but not the whitewashed necessarily kind of look. But I do like the softer colors that lends it, that, you know, that shabby chic kind of lends itself to. So this is kind of my version, I guess I would say, of shabby chic. So when I guess what determined the color in here, or why we went ahead and went with these colors, was when we went to buy the carpets. And I'll explain the carpets to you too. These carpets are actually carpets from a carpet shop here in our town. Actually, that's no longer open, so we're out of luck if we need to do these again, like through them anyway. But we went in and we picked a rather high-end piece of carpeting. And you know how they have them on, like, you know, they have 3 or 4 pieces of carpet that are different versions of the same pattern, but different colors. Well, we picked these 2, which are gray and khaki and cream. This one and the one over in the living room. And then we picked the brown and the tan and the brown and the cream and the, you know, those colors for the family room and the kitchen area. And when I saw this gray, I fell in love with the gray. I thought it was so pretty and soft, and I said, Chris, that's what I want for the front of the house. And because these have the same color and accents as those carpets do out there, I felt really good about blending the 2 rooms together. Hi, buddy. As I've said before, I like neutrals for my flooring, kitchen cabinets, kitchen countertops, that kind of thing. Hi, bud. Coming to say hi. So I use colors more in my accents than in my staple pieces. We also had this piece of cream carpeting cut. That is a 5x8 piece of carpet, and the foyer rugs cut out of just cream, which kind of blends all the rooms. So that's kind of how I came up with the lighter and airier colors in here. These rooms have a ton of light, and as you can see, I picked khaki for the color of curtains in here. If you can see that, I'm not sure, with the gray rugs that have the khaki running through. There goes Sam. Gonna look and bark out the window, I bet. So, you know, and I love the way I came up with the pop of color was I love this green. I just have always loved this kind of a light green, kind of a seafoamy kind of a green. Sam's gonna lay right there with us, I think. Alrighty, buddy. Good job. He likes that rug. I also, as you saw at Christmas, do tend to kind of move toward the blues sometimes. Take all the green out and move into the blues, lighter blues and silvers. And right now on this table, I have a gray with khaki tablecloth, as you saw me make that this centerpiece with, whether I can pull a piece up so you can see it. But again, it has the grays and the khakis. Also, this house is separated with the staircase. The staircase runs along this wall right here, and the family room on the other side. So I thought these rooms were separate enough. I want them to blend, but I want them to be separated enough so that I could do a little bit of a different decor. That is more your traditional country decor over there. This is more your country, shabby, chic-y kind of country. If that makes sense. I hope that makes sense. It's hard for me to explain because I didn't find an inspiration anywhere but in my own head. You know, I didn't look on Pinterest. I didn't look anywhere. I just kind of, this is what we came up with, the two of us together. So I hope that answered your question. Lisa, I hope that answered your question. All right, here we go. Number 9. Do you make a budget for your crafting items, or do you just wing it and see what's on sale? No, I keep myself on a budget. I definitely do. Hang on. I'm not really going to tell you how much that budget is, but I do keep myself on a budget, and I try not to sway from it. And I'll be honest with you, with my YouTube being monetized, I am making over now, last 2 months, I have made more than what I've spent on my crafting and decorating. So I feel really good about that. And that's thanks to you guys. So I thank you guys very much for helping me out with that. And so that is a lovely thing, you know, to be able to go out and spend, you know, still remaining within my budget of what, you know, when we retired, Chris set a budget for everything. We set our retirement budget, you know. And I was allotted so much a month for my crafting. He was allotted so much for the stuff that he needs, you know. It wasn't just, you know, we just need to be we need to be careful, you know. So, yes, I do. And I try to stay within my budget, for sure. So there we go. Thank you for that question, Tanya. I do wing it sometimes. I don't really wing it, but you know, you guys know I very rarely buy anything for full price. Everything I always buy on sale. I'm not a real Dollar Tree shopper. I will admit that. I do go to thrift shops sometimes when I'm looking for old Boyd's Bears or milk glass. I'll go look for things like that, but I'm not a real thrifter. I don't like real old things that, you know, I can repurpose. I definitely do that, and we do that sometimes. But, you know, some of you ask me, why don't you go to the dollar store? And I do sometimes, but that's not my go-to. You know, I admit that. So, anyway. All right. Number 10, Debbie Hall. What made you choose country decor over, say, modern, traditional, etc.? Do you love antiques? I just kind of said that, didn't I? And if so, do you put them out in your home? I'll tell you, the antiques I love are the antiques that were passed down to me. Those are the antiques that I love. Antiques that have sentimental value to me personally are the antiques that I love. I do not go antiquing. I have an aunt that loves to go into antique shops and find some great stuff. You know, I'm telling you, and I have nothing against antiquing and doing that kind of thing, but it's just probably not for me because I have pretty much every space filled up in this house that I want to have filled up with furniture. We came to this house with all this, you know, all of the wooden furniture, you know, out here in this area anyway. The hooker hutch and all of that stuff out there was new at this house. But, you know, I have my grandmother's secretary here. I've got her hutch here. And her lamp here, and her little coffee table. That was my grandmother's coffee table that went from her to my mom to me, and it will hopefully go to my girls, you know, when I'm gone. So I would say I'm not a real antiquer. Now, how did I come up with country decor? I think that has something to do with where I live, to be honest with you. And I told this story, I think, the last time or in one of my car chit chats. We had a home interior bridal shower when we were first married. And so I bought all kinds of Chinese accent pieces, and I found out pretty quickly that that wasn't something that I was really into. And I think later, as we had children and they were growing up, then I kind of, and my girlfriends and I in my old neighborhood would go out shopping to craft shows and things like that. And then I got into and having my own little business there with my friend, and we made draft stopper bunnies and little rag dolls and things like that. That I have one rag doll left. Thanks to my wonderful daughter Kristen and the gift she gave me for Christmas, I can show you a little bit of our old house and some of my old creations. There was a draft stopper bunny there sitting on the railing. Was our family room. And check out that mama. She was covering my vacuum cleaner. This was one of my all-time favorites, and that little bear there. I made the bear out of muslin, and I also made all of their clothes too. They were everywhere right at this time because this was 1993. This is the year that we had a very, very bad snowstorm. As you can see, that was our deck at that time. And that's our little dog, Sadie. That's our husky, Sadie. But it was a really bad snowstorm, and the kids were out front sledding, and I was inside taking this video. I'm not sure what I was doing. Anyway, I thought y'all might like to see it. You know, that's, I guess, when I kind of got into the country motif. I don't care for primitive country, like the real old chippy kind of, everything's chipping off and that kind of thing. I like some of that. I like some of it. And I'm real eclectic. I kind of like a mix of things. I wouldn't say that I'm country, or that I'm traditional, or that I'm modern. I wouldn't say I'm modern at all. I'm getting old, you know. I'm 56, for those of you who want to know that. And so I really don't have a lot of modern, you know, pieces, and don't really care for a lot of chrome and that kind of thing. So I would say that's where I came up with it. And I really kind of, again, I've told this story several times, so I'll tell it again. When we moved into this house, in my other house, I had every inch of the walls covered. And it was organized, and it was pretty. That house was pretty. It was a pretty little house. I liked it. And actually, it wasn't that little. It was a nice little, you know, nice house, 2-story with a basement. It was a nice house. And I had, but I had every wall covered, you guys. So I promised myself when we would move in here that I wouldn't cover every wall available, and that I would be more careful with how I designed each room. And we've really taken our time. And as I said, this wall has been in the making that he's working on out here right now for months, and actually years. We've been in here 4 years, and we keep saying, we need to do something with that wall. We need to do something. That's Behr up there. We need to do something. And we hadn't done anything. So I guess that's, you know, how I chose my decor. And I was getting ready to say, that's how I came up with this decor. There, I sat down and I took out a pad of paper, and I didn't do it on my computer. I sat at my kitchen table and I said, what are the things that you love? I love pip berries. I love soft lights. I love Dickens houses. I like Longaberger baskets. I like lanterns. I like, you know, soft colors. I like, you know, warm wood. So when we moved in here, all of our basic pieces, like the kitchen cabinets, the kitchen countertops, the flooring, all of that stuff, that's all neutrals. And I add decor through my accent pieces and color through my accent pieces. So there you go. I hope that answered your question. I did kind of ramble on that one, sorry. I hope that answered your question, Debbie. So that was number 10. And we're at 38 minutes, so I'm going to keep going, you guys. I'm going to keep going. Let's see. And this was going to be for the next week, but I'm going to go ahead and do it now. Okay, number 1, could you share some of your childhood memories? Well, I've got a lot. I do have a lot of childhood memories. I'm trying to think. I have a lot of memories of us going to Civil War sites. My grandmother and grandfather, we used to come down and visit. We would go to Gettysburg a lot, Gettysburg, Pennsylvania. Went there many, many times. And We always went to Ocean City, Maryland in the summertime for our vacation. You know, both my parents were teachers, and we didn't have a whole ton of money, you know, but we were rich in love, and you know, and we didn't want for anything. My dad made sure of that. So we would go to Ocean City for a week every year. We'd also take day trips with Stacy's parents and us, and they would come on vacation with us. So I have a lot of family memories of my family and taking trips with my family. You know, I lived in the same house my entire life. My mom and dad built it right before I was born, I guess when my mom was pregnant. And the whole entire 20 years that I was at home, I lived in the same house. I walked to school every day. My dad was my principal one year. That was fun. Not. I got picked on sometimes because I was the principal's daughter. Quiet. I was very shy. But I had good friends, and you know, I have a lot of memories playing kick the can. We lived on a cul-de-sac, you know, and all us neighborhood kids would get together and play kick the can. And we had to watch for the street lights to come on, and when the street light came on, I had to come home. Or if I heard my dad whistling out the door, I had to come home. You know, so I lived in a very small town. I would ride my bike across town to a girlfriend's house. I would never have let my kids do that, ride like I did when I was a kid. I would never have let them do it, you know. So, but those are some of them. I don't know, I have to think on that. I have a lot of memories. I have a lot of really wonderful, cherished memories, but you know, they all kind of run together because I lived in the same house and we did this pretty much the same things, you know. They were all wonderful, but you know, nothing sticks out, you know, to me a lot. So I hope that answered your question, Tammy. Okay, number 2 on this list, Pamela Shepard. What video editing program do you use? You know what, Pamela, I'm going to wait until I answer Vicky's. So I'm going to skip that one for right now, and I'm going to go to the next one because I'm going to add that into Vicky's question at the end. So, I mean, I'll get right to it here in a couple minutes. Okay, here's one from Letitia. Hi, Letitia Lightfoot. Hi, Arlene. I was curious why you decided on a big house and the design. Easy peasy answer to that question. We live away from other family members. And I wanted to have a house where I could entertain my family. Period. Not because we needed a big house, not because I wanted a big house, but I wanted a house where I could invite as many family members as I wanted in to stay the night, to stay here with us, and to enjoy time, excuse me, here with us. And that's why we built this size of a house. This house has a main floor master, 3 bedrooms and 2 baths upstairs. So guests are, you know, upstairs. We very rarely go upstairs unless we have guests coming or guests are here. But that's why we built this design of a house. Also, we built this house because of the kitchen, because the kitchen is awesome. And that was my dream kitchen, to be honest. So we didn't move that far away from our original home. We're still in the same town my kids grew up in. Yet we're way out in the country, way out in the country and in the woods. So we like the seclusion and the acreage we have here. So that's the reason why, I'm sorry, I had a coughing fit. Ugh. So that's why we built this house, was because, you know, of those reasons. Mostly because we live far away and people can stop by here on their way there or back or whatever. And we always have, my door is always open to family. So family, if you hear me, whichever side of the family, if y'all need a safe haven, someplace to stay, you're always welcome. You know, like I said, 3 bedrooms, 2 baths upstairs, and a full basement underneath this house. It's, you know, so that's why. It's you know, not because we needed it or wanted it or had a desire to be anything, but just to accommodate family. Okay, number 4 from Nancy Rodriguez. Hi, Nancy. What was it like for you growing up an only child? And if it isn't too personal, how many children did you want to have? More than one. I wanted to have more than one. You know, when you're growing up as an only child, you don't think, oh, I'm an only child. You know, oh, I wish, you know, and there were times, definitely times that I wished I had an older brother, usually an older brother, but sometimes an older sister. But I had lots of cousins that I'm very close to, plus Stacy's an only child, so that gives us that in common too. And, you know, we lament about how, you know, being an only child is sometimes not the most fun. You know, it also, when you're an only child, everything falls on your shoulders. You know, at my age now, there's nobody. You know, I have one uncle, actually Stacy's dad, who, you know, is my rock. He and his wife. And after Chris, he will be, you know, my mentor probably when something does happen, God forbid, you know. But in that way, it's hard. You know, in that way, it's hard. But my parents were awesome, and we had a great life, the three of us, you know. And like I said, Stacy's parents and my parents and me, we all went together on vacation, so it was, you know, it was always fun. And Stacey and I have a lot of cousins that we're close to, and they all have siblings, so we're real close to everybody. You know, we have very, very close-knit family, very, very close-knit. We don't get to see each other enough, but man, when we do, it's like we hadn't even been away for a minute. You know, that's how good it is when we get back together. So it wasn't horrible, but I didn't want it for my children. I wanted to have more than one. I didn't want to ever have them have the burden of being the only one to make decisions and that kind of thing. So I wanted them to have each other to lean on, and hopefully they will. Girls, if you're watching me, I hope you lean on one another when you need to and depend on one another, you know. And so to be honest, I wanted at least two. I wanted to have three, but the doctor told me I shouldn't. Because I had some problems with Candace when I was pregnant with her, and he said, you shouldn't have any more children. And Chris said, that was enough for him. And he said, that's it, we're having two. And no, I don't regret not having a boy. If that was the next question, I never cared whether I had a boy or a girl, or two boys, two girls, a boy and a girl. I never cared. I did not care, did not bother me one iota not to have boys. Truly, I wanted healthy children, healthy children, which I thank the Lord did. All right, now I'm going to go back up to Pamela's question and to Vicky Ulrich. Is that how you pronounce that, Vicky? I don't know, girl. I hope I got that right. Okay, Pamela's question was, what video editing program do you use? And Vicky's question is, I do have something you might want to address in one of your Q&As, and that is a bit about the time it takes you to get a vlog ready for your YouTube. I am a little curious about the time needed to edit and such, and I think it would be of interest to more than just me, as I am sure there is more footage for each and every episode than what we see. Yes? Yes. yes, there definitely is. Pamela, I'll answer your question first. I use iMovie. I'm going to be able to close this right now because this is my last question. I have a MacBook Pro. Chris actually got me this for Christmas. Let me turn it around. I am an Apple user. Don't hate me. But I always have been since like 2002. I've been using an Apple. I'm very good with the Apple. Don't put me on a PC or, you know, on one that's not an Apple, because I'd be lost and I'd be a blithering idiot on that. Trust me. But I'm very good, pretty good technically. And I've learned a lot, and I've taught myself a lot. How to do iMovie. Nobody's taught me how to do it. I've taught myself how to do it. I've taught myself how to do my WordPress. I made up that whole website there, my blog, you know. So I did all of that. Very creative on that end too, I guess. So that is the program that I use, and it came with this computer. It came with my MacBook Pro. It comes with every Mac that you buy, I think. iMovie comes with it. There is another program called, can't think of the name of it right now. Chris, what is the name of that other Mac program? That's it, Final Cut Pro. And there is another program called Final Cut Final Cut Pro that I've thought about getting, but I'm so good with iMovie that I'm not sure I want to have to learn how to do another program. And Final Cut Pro is just that. It's for almost like for professionals. So I don't know whether I'll get that. It's expensive too. It's pricey to get that. It's like $500 or something. It's ridiculous. So I don't know if it's that much, but it's over I think $300. And I'm not sure I'm willing to spend the money to do that, and then have to learn on top of that when I do fine with iMovie. Now, as far as how long it takes me to get a vlog ready, it depends on what I'm doing. This vlog, for instance, won't take me any time at all. I'll sit and listen to myself and make sure that I'm not making an idiot of myself. You know, and I've butchered a couple of your names, so you will have seen by this point some, you know, some transitions away from myself, you know, and usually that's me bloopering, you know, really bad, really bad, you know. And there are times I've been leaving some bloopers in as of late so that you guys can see everything, you know, just to leave them in, just for the laugh, you know, not for there was a time when I first started YouTube, I was like, oh, I don't want them to see that side of me. They're going to think I'm dumb, or they're going to think this, or they're going to think that. And, you know, I've kind of gotten over myself. I am who I am, and you guys like me, it seems, or most of you like me for who I am and how I present myself and all of that stuff. So I don't worry so much anymore if I'm being human, you know. When I'm doing, I guess the ones that take the longest are my crafting videos. Lanterns and wreaths, the wreaths, they can take a long time, to be honest with you, because the wreaths, they are, of all the crafts that I do, they are the most time consuming and sometimes take the most thought for me. Now for others, they probably wouldn't. What?
You need to tell them how a long time is.
I will tell, okay, Chris says I need to tell you how long a long time is. I can work on a wreath, like that one I did last week that was giving me such it was giving me fits. That thing took me about 5 hours to make. And I think that video might have been 35 minutes long. So, you know, that can show you how much time I did cut out of that one, just because I wanted to pick that thing up and throw it out the window, to be honest with you. I just was like so frustrated. And, you know, these bigger wreaths, they can, you know, they take some time. Some of them that you have to wire up the back of them and make sure. Chris sometimes drills holes in the back of things for me. So I would say, you know, on average, a wreath would probably take me at least an hour and a half. And that is if I have a perfect vision of how I want it to go and everything goes perfectly and nothing is sticking out anywhere and everything is perfect. I would say an hour and a half. The wreath that's on my front door, the Valentine wreath, that is probably the most simple wreath I've ever made. And that is simply just a couple of rows of looped burlap with the big red bow in the middle and a plaque at the top. That didn't take me but probably 45 minutes to make that. So I guess it depends. I tend to make my stuff with a lot of accent pieces and it's pretty intricate. So the more intricate the project, the more time it takes. Also, I yammer along like this, like I'm doing. I just yap, 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 yap. So I've got to try, sometimes I try to be careful not to yammer along too much. And like I'm at 54 minutes, so this will be an hour longer. I'll cut some of this, I'm sure, down, but this will be probably an hour-long video. Just because I talk a lot. And I like to give a full explanation, you know. And I figure you guys can speed through parts you don't want to see. So, my tours, my home tours and stuff, they can take a while, again, because I talk a lot and I give details and I'm an open book usually. There are things that I won't talk about, and if you've ever asked me a question and I've either not answered or I've given kind of a half answer, you'll know that's not something that I'm really interested in talking about or opening up myself about. I'm pretty much an open book. But of course, we all have things we don't want to discuss, you know. And I appreciate you guys respecting me on that, you know, and as I respect others who don't. So, but it takes a while. It takes longer than what you guys see, you know. So I'm really glad that I have my video editing skills and that I am able to make it interesting too. You know, I really like to do some editing with my videos just to make them a little bit more fun for you guys to watch too, you know, with the transitions and the different, you know, all the different transitions. You can pick a theme, you know, and sometimes it's red and sometimes it's got flowers in it and sometimes it's got little dots, you know, and things like that. And all of that is within iMovie. So I can only use royalty-free music, and I usually get all my music from iTunes. But because I am monetized, I can only use royalty-free. If you're not monetized, you can get away with using other music because you don't have ads on your stuff. But I have to, you know, I get zinged with a little bit and I have to take it out or whatever. I think that's happened like twice, though, since I've been monetized. So, but trust me, my YouTubing has become almost like a full-time job. And that's why I said, you know, moving forward for the next few months here, probably, they're not going to be videos every single day of the week. I just can't keep up at this pace, you guys, because I know myself. Excuse the sun is coming in the window right now. Like but I know I can't keep up at this pace because I'll get burned out, and I don't want to get burned out because I really like doing this. And you don't ever want to get burned out doing something that you love. You know, I've gotten to know so many of you. I appreciate you guys so much. So, you know, I gotta, you know, I really need to kind of temper myself a little bit. I understand through the holidays, we needed to go, just like we always do. And that went with me too with my decor. But now we're kind of in a time of the year where we're settling down a little bit. I'll be doing my Easter. I might be doing some organizing next week. Hopefully I'll do that scarf video. I don't know. We'll see. You know, and do a couple of organizing videos and that. Probably no crafts. I don't have any crafts planned. So, but, you know, for the next few months, we'll probably take a little breather a little bit. Okay, I guess that's it. Let me take my camera off, or my phone off of here, and I'm going to take you out here and show you this wall because it sounds like Chris is done. Are you done? Oh, not quite. Well, I might have to turn. Can I? Can I show them? Oh, my Lord, you better get out of the way. You better not be on camera. Okay. Well, I'm going to talk to you a little bit longer. We're at 57 minutes and 52, 53, 54 seconds. Yak, 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 yak. But you know what? I wanted to go ahead and answer all your questions. I hate having to make some of you wait a week. So I even answered some questions the other night when I was feeling so bad. I said, I've got to answer these questions because I was thinking then that I really would like to put them all in, you know, the one video. But keep asking me, and I'll keep having these little, you know, Q&A videos, you know, one a week. If we get to 10 questions again, starting from here, I'll try to get them all in one video in the week, huh? One video a week, one Q&A a week, maybe, until you guys are out of questions, which may be next week. I don't know. But anyway, he's out there picking up his ladders. I hear him. Not sure what else he's doing. So, but here while I'm looking at you, I'll just say, I hope that all is well with everyone and that life is treating you well and that your health is going along as it should and that you don't have anything that you're anxious about. You know, there are times that I say this all the time, but I know there are times in our lives when we all get anxious about, you know, health issues, or somebody in the family is having a problem, or, you know, whatever. It can go from little tiny things to big things that can really just pick at us, you know, and sometimes we have our minds on it, and, you know, you need to try to do something else, and sometimes you just can't because it's hard, you know, to pull your mind away from whatever that is that's bothering you. I hope none of you are having to deal with anything like that. My heart goes out to you if you are. And as you all know, I keep you all in my prayers. And I do pick out one or two if I know of a problem that you guys are having to say a special prayer for. And y'all know I'm sincere when I say that. So, but until Mr. Chris is done over there, sounds like a paint can. I don't care about your ladder. They don't care about your ladder. So, okay. All right, I'm going to turn my camera around. I'll be right back in 2 seconds. I'm going to turn my camera around, and you guys, I'm going to show you this wall, this new wall art that we have up, all of my wrought iron. So, all right, I'll be right back. But let me say goodbye to you here while I'm looking at you. And I will see you sometime this week coming up with something, whether it's a scarf video or an organizing video, something will be coming up this week. I promise you, a couple more probably. But anyway, for now, I'll just say, until next time, thank you so much for all the questions, and keep them coming if you have more. But until next time, y'all take good care. Bye-bye. Oh my goodness gracious, you guys, look at this. Wow, doesn't that look pretty? Oh my goodness, I wish, it's so hard to get there we go. There you can see that's the, the couch, the kitchen table, hutch, kitchen's over there. And then this is the wall that goes right up between the two. Oh, it's so pretty. There's my hymn plaque over there. And then the Kincaid picture is over there. So that gives you an idea of where we are in the house. That looks really pretty, honey. I like it. You like it? Yeah, he likes it so far. It's pretty. That's all that's going up there. But, oh, that's right. We have one more thing to put up there. And I'll have to take a picture of it. We have the wrought iron lettering that says family. And that's going to go right above there, family. So I'll take a picture and I'll insert it at the end here. But anyway, that's it for now, you guys. So again, I'll just say, until next time, y'all take good care. Bye-bye.